Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the 10 Minute Marvel Podcast. Today we're going to be looking at who we think the MCU may reset after Kevin Feige's interview with Variety a few weeks ago. Plus news and rumors, of course, to get to before that. I personally will be resetting my co-host, and I'm better, so if you're interested in being a co-host, let me know. But joining me currently, as always, we have...
The co-host who's gonna find the HR department, everybody.
That's
Man,
me.
yeah.
That's me.
Oh, it's you? Great.
Yep.
I guess this could be it, everybody. This could be my last go around on the 10 Minute Marvel podcast. Well, it's Greg, everyone. Thank you for this great run. I really appreciate it, everybody listening and joining us every week. I will not be joining and listening every week because I'm going to be looking for a new job, I guess. New
Well,
podcast job.
yeah, I was going to say, we'll pay as much as, without a job, you'd be getting paid as much as you are for this podcast. So,
Yeah, so yeah, why am I doing this again? Oh yeah, because I love Marvel. That's why. Okay. Well, let me get to the spiel. We jumped in really quick here because I was eating and I'm trying to find my intro and my notes. If you're looking for ways to support us, you can find us on our YouTube channel. Search 10 Minute Marvel there. Give us a like, thumb, smash that subscribe button. We always appreciate that. Find and follow us on Facebook and that other thing with the next hashtag 10 Min Marvel. 10 Min Marvel. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Hashtag 10 Min Marvel. And of course, you can leave a rating and review wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcasts from. And please, that'd be great. Some 5 stars are always like any actually stars, any sort of response, any sort of indication that you are out there listening to us always helps us feel like doing these podcasts is worth it, especially on this last podcast of mine. It would make me feel better. Actually, you know what? Screw it. You don't have to say or respond in any way. It's my last podcast, so whatever.
all right.
Better, what do we
Not,
got? We got news, we got rumors, we got
we're going to start it off with rumors here. First off, there was a trio of animated Sony film rumors for Spider-Punk, Spider-Woman, and Venom. All my thoughts are, please, Sony, just do your animated films and let Disney Marvel, do live action for the rest of your characters. Stop trying to do your spin-offs, which they have. So be like,
maybe
Marvel, we'll sell you the rights to live action if you let us keep the rights to feature animation.
that will not be happening.
That will
But
not, but
I
that'd
I
be...
really like where your head's at, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. You would think that Sony would just invest in something to right the ship on all that Sony movie property stuff, especially with Spider-Man,
Hmm.
but they just don't seem to be figuring it out. So
No, they've never done it.
we'll
So,
continue this whole thing as every week as more
yep.
Spider-Man news comes out.
Yeah, so a couple rumors for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Oh, yes, it is. First off, that there are going to be several heroes. Now, this comes from our favorite source, which is no source. So,
My favorite for sure.
mhm. So,
Reliable.
does that mean just that it's going to have Hulk and Punisher in it,
I
which we know is happening?
Yeah, I'm still a little bit I'm not shocked at Punisher as much as I am with Hulk, but
Hmm.
um I mean if now yeah with Hulk and the CGI for that
Yes.
it's still not cheap. I know it's
No,
probably better
it's
and not as
much
because they've
cheaper,
kind of
but
rendered
yeah.
everything already, but um man, I wonder how that's going to turn out.
They're not going to use Hulk for much. I mean, I think it's going to be less than we saw of Doctor Strange.
So more just Banner, so more Ruffalo is what you're thinking.
No, I think that Hulk Banner is going to be in the film for a few minutes at most. We
Yeah.
will probably get more Punisher than we do Hulk.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah. I mean, so are there going to be more than that? I don't know. Like, how much more can
I
you fit
mean,
in? However,
Sadie Sink,
yeah.
yeah, so if she's Mayday or if she's Spider Gwen, I mean, there's options to drop in.
You think there'll be any other crossover cameo? Like, will we
No,
see Johnny Storm show up for some weird reason? That'd
no,
be
I
odd.
don't
That
think
wouldn't
any
work. Never
Fantastic
mind.
Fours. Yeah.
That doesn't. I'm way ahead of myself on that one.
Yes. Yes, you are. Um,
Way, yeah.
I don't think we're gonna have any more, really. Uh, I think if there is anybody, it would be Charlie Cox, Daredevil again,
Yeah, that does
just
make
as
sense.
part of the grounded level of New York.
Do we have any, like, anybody else who's in the comics has crossover a little bit other
I
than,
mean, so many characters,
but
but
likely ones for this? Like,
yeah,
that's
likely for this, I don't have a ton that I would be like, oh yeah, they're likely
because
to.
that's why Johnny
That's
Storm came out
mhm.
initially for me because I just know that
Yeah,
there is
they
a
interact.
camaraderie between
Yeah.
them, but it's doesn't make sense at this point in time in the MCU.
hmm
So
Yeah. The other one is that Scorpion, Tombstone, Boomerang, and Ramrod are going to be villains in this film. This one's from Daniel RPK. This feels like, honestly, it feels like some of what we saw in your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, where it's going to be two gangs going up against each other. So, like, we'll see Tombstone and Ramrod and Boomerang, but they'll all be like they'll just be part of a couple different rival gangs or
is
stuff
Mr.
like that.
Negative still involved? Or did
Not,
that get
we've
punted?
never heard any confirmation that Mr. Negative has been involved. That's just been speculation. We also heard speculation for kind of that Asian aesthetic
Hmm.
that they were creating some stuff for, which made people think like Silver Samurai or something like that. So I think we're going to see a few different kind of gangs that Peter is having to deal with.
Yeah, that's a that's a lot. It's a lot,
It's a
but
well, it's a lot if these characters are big characters. I think that it's going to be like, oh, that's Boomerang. We recognize him because he looks like Boomerang from the comics, but he's not going to be an important character. So it's not going to feel like Spider-Man 3,
mhm.
Sam Raimi one, where it's just like there's a lot of villains and we're trying to shove too many different villain stories into something.
Yeah. Okay. I got nothing
Yeah.
else on that. What else we
Yeah.
got?
So, My Time to Shine Hello has dropped a rumor that Chris Evans is going to be in Doomsday, and anything like kind of in reference to Chris Evans is being done under the uh, code name of Luke Cage.
Weird. It's under the code name of Luke Cage.
Yes. So like they're keeping it under wraps that it's actually Chris Evans as Steve Rogers. So like any references are or stuff like that are all Luke Cage
Hmm.
at this point.
All right then.
Yeah, I expect him to be back. So and it's kind of like why wouldn't you announce that he's back? He's not dead. He's on the moon. We know that. So
And I don't know. I mean that's just any news from here on out that they mention Luke Cage,
yeah.
we're supposed to just interpret as Chris Evans. So that's a
Yes.
pretty easy, like, okay, let's not call this Luke Cage anymore. Let's call this something else. It just seems like,
Mhm.
I don't know, it's kind of an empty rumor, like kind of
Yeah,
pointless, but
I agree.
you got to get clicks.
Mhm. So then D23 is later this month, and there are rumors that we're going to have more Doomsday cast revealed.
Chairs. Want
Yeah, well,
chairs?
I I mean, I want chairs. I want to watch chairs for 3.5 hours again because that was actually a lot of fun. I won't lie. And
You
I
might
had
be, yeah, you might be in the minority there of people because
Mhm.
they're like spent half their day or a portion of
Yeah.
their working day like waiting and like are
hmm
going through the chair. So it was a little painful for some, but
Yeah, New Rock Stars and like the break room when they had their live stream, they were having a good time with it, it felt like.
yeah, a lot of
They're like
content to
this.
fill, like, or time to fill, I guess,
Mhm.
as well. But
Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be chairs. I think it's going to be people on a stage at D23. So it's going to be, I think this will be where we get, I don't know, could even be Chris Evans and like a handful more people. Maybe this is, this might be where they bring out Halle Berry.
oh, maybe some X-Men are in there.
Yeah.
More
Stuff like
X-Men, I should
that.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't have Halle Berry. We don't have who else from the X-Men at
Uh,
this point. I
do we
mean, no,
have
no Anna Paquin.
Mystique was
Yep, she was
she was
announced.
okay.
Was she announced? Yes, she was.
I,
Yeah,
I'm like stuck on her name. Like all I think is Romero, but it's not Romero.
Rebecca
Uh,
Romaine.
Rebecca Romaine Stamos. Or are they together? Rebecca
I
Romaine. I
don't.
don't know.
Yeah, it was announced as Rebecca Romaine, I believe.
Yeah.
So, but I think stuff like that. If they're going to do some Disney Plus characters, we didn't really get any of those announced. And oftentimes D23 maybe has a little bit more focus on the D or on the Disney Plus shows for Marvel. So yeah,
Zombies.
I mean, there's going to be zombies. There's going to be a Wonder Man, for sure. Like Wonder Man will probably be the second biggest thing after whatever they do for Doomsday, or it could not even be for Doomsday since they're filming Doomsday and Secret Wars back to back. They might announce like, here's a whole bunch of chairs, here's a whole bunch of names for Secret Wars, and I mean, it's kind of all clumped into one.
Yeah.
So, anything more on that one, Greg?
I got nothing.
All right. Uh, the Insnider has that Black Panther 4 is going to be a February 2028 release. So the first movie after Secret Wars.
Not X. Wait,
Not
when
X-Men.
was?
X-Men had I honestly I don't think it will be X-Men if they do a February release. X-Men should be a May release or a July release.
Right, because the now Secret War is backed up a little bit, right?
Secret Wars is December of 2027.
7 February. Okay, now we're talking like Black Panther a couple months after that.
Yes.
That's a short. Ooh, I mean, I kind of like that just around like,
Hmm.
you know, scratch the itch of Marvel.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I think that's going to be, we're kind of on a weird schedule right now with Marvel films because Doomsday and Secret Wars are getting pushed later. Um, we're not having any Marvel movie from now until July next year. So we basically go a whole year without any Marvel movies. That's not going to be kind of the normal setup. It's going to be two, probably three Marvel movies every year with a couple shows.
mhm.
Has always been how they talked about it. So I think, yeah, it makes sense. February, then probably May, and then maybe like in November in 2028.
I'm really curious about that story. Whatever they're gonna do for Black Panther 3.
Hmm. I
What
think
is it?
that's a chance to, I think we'll be talking about it coming up here in our main topic. Like,
Mm,
that's a character who could get reset,
hmm Very
especially.
much.
So,
Yeah.
next rumor coming from Daniel RPK. Ana de Armas, rumored to be targeted or looked at for a major role in the MCU. Anybody who is being cast now, I automatically think X-Men. And who would they play in X-Men?
I'm Googling.
She's was in The Ballerina. She was
Oh
in
yeah,
Knives
yeah.
Out.
She is incredibly attractive. Um, Knives Out, was she the I'm not gonna give that plot away. It's an old movie, but I still won't. Um, oh yeah, what role is she? She looks like a Mystique to me, but
Yeah, I could definitely see
Ana de
Mystique.
Armas also could be a Black Widow. But
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
X-Men does make a lot of sense for casting at this point. She's 37 though,
hmm
and I'm not saying that that's really old. I'm just saying that I feel like they're trying to go younger.
Yep.
And I think with her being in Ballerina and a John
I mean
Wick film, I
she's a
just
big name
she's a
right
big
now.
name. Yeah.
So
Here's can I just give you my thoughts on this? I was
yeah.
thinking about this. I think all the actors, and this is probably very unrealistic at this point, should just start asking for less because it's ridiculous amounts of money that is being poured into the cost of actors. I'm not saying they don't do a lot. I'm not saying it's not like they
Mhm.
shouldn't get paid a good chunk of money because everybody should. But
Yeah.
if
Honest.
you
Yeah.
if you just like you don't need to have $50 million. Hell, you don't even need to have like $25 million.
Right.
I
Which
would
is the number that Tom Holland apparently is getting for Brand New Day.
Yeah, for a movie, right?
Hmm.
And like
Yeah, some of that goes to agent, some of that. But
sure.
I I'm with you like in the general sense of, do actors need to get paid as much? So you can spread the wealth around, potentially not have to start jumping into, oh, let's hope we find a good lesser known actor.
Right.
And
Also,
same with
oh, go ahead.
producers. It's just like
Yes.
like You could drive down your cost of your movies a whole lot if you paid yourself less.
Yeah. And so if that cost goes down, then I mean you're gonna have more. I'm not saying I don't know what the studios are gonna do, but if they would, you know, it's just the less the amount that the movie takes to create, the less that we would probably end up having to pay to go sit and watch them. I think it eventually trickles down there, and
Hmm.
theaters would be able to survive because I'm getting a little concerned about theaters not surviving over the next decade. This is me,
Hmm.
absolutely no numbers or anything to stand on. It's just kind of my own like personal what it feels like, right? These are all just feelings and
Yes.
not actual facts. So, but yeah, that was kind of my rant. That's it. I was kind of pondering that today, and I'm like, man, I think it just, if the actors could start it, along with producers and directors, and then
Yeah.
just studios can not hopefully be as, which is a real long shot, as greedy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Save the theaters.
Hmm.
Hashtag save the theaters.
Yep. And to continue down this rabbit hole a little bit, so much of it is, and like Superman is supposed to be coming to streaming at the end of this month, 45 days after it was released in theaters. One piece of news will be, or is that Thunderbolts is coming to streaming August 27th. That's actually the longest gap Marvel has had between a theatrical run and it coming to theater or coming to streaming. And so that's another big thing that studios are not helping themselves with. They understand that it's two kind of revenue streams that they have, but because I know I can see Superman streaming in a few weeks, I'm not going to go see it in theaters because it's not like a top-notch film for me to go see. It's one that I want to see, but it's not like I'm chomping at the bit for it. And if I'm not chomping at the bit for it, I can watch it on a 70-inch TV with a solid sound setup, and I can pause it, and I can make my popcorn at so little of the cost
Your
of
your
movie theater.
minivan must be awesome.
Yeah,
Just
but like it's this weird thing that's happening with movies right now, and we have to, as a society, as a, yeah, society, have to understand the implications and how things will adjust. And a lot of that also comes down to how we react to movie releases as well, and box office numbers
Mhm.
because Disney has said they consider, and it looks like Fantastic Four. This is still down this tangent, but Marvel related. Fantastic Four is going to reach about 500 million for its box office. Yet creators, because, and we haven't talked about it yet, but like New Rock Stars did a break room on like, is the sky falling because there was a 60% drop, 67% drop, something like that, from opening weekend to the next weekend. 90% of films post-COVID, probably higher than that actually, have seen that similar number between 60 and 75% drop from opening weekend to the next weekend. So I think Disney is being smart and understanding that, yeah, we're going to make our money back. And that is successful because we will make more money than from streaming and everything else that really would be part of what the original box office would have been like pre-COVID.
I hope they
And
don't. Oh, I
yeah,
interrupted you. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. But I think that's a smart way of looking at, and I think there's a lot of people who are trying to get clicks who are saying the sky is falling.
Yeah, so
This,
two things on that.
hmm.
Statistically, I think you're right. I don't know if those that are looking for the clicks or that are doing these pieces on stats and movies dropping 60, percent, all that, are understanding statistics as well as they should.
Yep.
And they may be forgetting a lot of aspects, whether it be a box office and overseas or what have you. You have to be very careful about statistics and how you report on them because
Hmm.
there's a lot of different angles. Secondly, I think that I forgot my second one.
I
It was
think
it was good. Dang it.
I feel like your second point, I won't be surprised if it was something like it, you hope that the pendulum doesn't swing too far.
Uh, sure. Actually, what it was is I hope that Marvel and other studios don't incorporate like product placement so heavily because that's another way that they Marvel
Hmm.
has probably made a lot of money with Fantastic Four and even other previous
A lot of
movies,
them.
right?
Yeah.
And not just Marvel. Every movie
Every
does it,
movie
but
has it now.
like I don't want that to be the sub way for them to subsidize like
Yeah.
any loss, just it gets a little bit much. Like
Yeah.
Canada Dry, Little Caesars, and when you go to Superman, you probably have Dairy Queen in there, I think, or whatever else, Popeye's chicken, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I just I don't want that to be
Mhm.
the direction it takes either.
Mhm. And I will say, with the exception of Canada Dry, which, and that was because they released the clip the way they did. I didn't notice like heavy product placement in Fantastic Four First Steps. Not heavy, I shouldn't say, I didn't notice heavy-handed product placement.
Because a lot of happened before the movie. Oh,
Mhm.
actually, like Little Caesars did their thing, and then there was another.
Yeah, well,
I can't
and
remember
that's
what it
different
was.
than product placement.
Well,
That's
sure.
like
Yes, that's
collaboration.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you know what? If they're doing promotional collaboration with Little Caesars, Doritos, I mean, there you can get Fantastic Four milk. I've seen that at Cub. So it's
Ew.
like,
Gross.
you know what? If you want to do all those tie-ins, that's been going on since Star Wars prequels. So
Hmm.
I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever with that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Fantastic Four, though, last rumor here, Matt Shackman likely to do a future Fantastic Four sequel. What do you think about that?
Love it. I would. Oh God. I'm really scared of them being out of that 60s aesthetic. Because
Hmm.
I'm not scared, just I kind of want a little bit more. I'd love to have one more movie of
Hmm.
it, or at least half.
Yeah.
But
Well, and Feige has said in Doomsday that at least 4 or 5 MCU characters filmed scenes in that Baxter building uh, in the Fantastic Four universe. So we're
okay.
getting a chunk of it for yeah, for
Yep.
Doomsday.
I bet you Nomad shows up. Just my prediction.
All
Um,
right. You mean Luke
Mar
Cage?
I mean Luke Cage. Yes. Um, Hasselhoff, Luke Cage. Um, yeah, I'm good at that. I think that Matt Shackman did a great job, and
Hmm.
I'm looking for more. I actually am really excited to see the next Fantastic Four, just because I think there's so much there to go
Yes.
with. So
Yep.
I just hope that they do it well.
Yeah, so from the news side of things, Punisher has finished wrapping special presentation. That
Everybody's dead.
probably, well, no, he's going to be showing up. He's not dead. He's
Well,
showing
he's
up
not dead, of
as
course. Just everybody else.
everybody else. Yep. Um, Melanie Scrofano has joined the cast of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Oh, yes, it is. Uh, no word as to who she is playing at this point in time.
Man, Emily Scrofano?
Yes.
Is that with a K or a C?
Scrofano.
Got it.
Oh, she was the main character in Winona Earp, the Sci-Fi Channel show.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
she's not a big name. She is a name that I know of just because of the Sci-Fi Channel show. And I think she's in a new show on the Sci-Fi Channel as well. So,
Okay. I
top.
mean, yeah, I'm just trying to look. Oh, yeah, she has not been. Oh, man, there we are. I was looking to see what she's been in, but I had to scroll down further.
So probably the
Yeah.
biggest piece of news, Terry Matalas, the showrunner for Vision Quest, the Vision show, um, says that Todd Stashwick is going to be playing Paladin. So the Paladin is a mercenary character in Marvel, and in this story, Paladin has been recruited by the government, paid by the government to try and get back their property, aka Vision.
Okay. Reading.
I know. I can see.
You can see me. You can see my head
Everybody.
down.
No, I can see your mouth moving as you form the words.
I don't do
You,
that anymore.
that's what you think. You don't pay
I
enough
know.
attention. So I'm assuming it is just primarily going to be that. Like he has super strength, speed, stamina, durability, agility, reflexes. So kind of that super soldier vibe to him.
That's a little disappointing, but how does it? Okay, fine.
Hmm.
yeah, so he's just gonna be going after trying to get the property back of the
Yep.
Vision.
Yep. Trying to, yeah, contracted by Sword to get Vision back.
I mean, somebody had to.
hmm So that is it for the rumors and news. Let's and rants. Well, wait, who knows? We may have more rants.
We
We're
got
gonna talk about characters who we think could be reset. So just to recap kind of how we got to this topic idea, Kevin Feige in an interview, I believe this one was with Variety, I could be wrong, but Kevin Feige in an interview said that Secret Wars wasn't going to be a reboot. They were going to reset some characters' storylines, but it's not going to be like a full on brand new MCU. So that got us thinking, what characters should have their storylines reset? And the only conditions that we gave ourselves, we really didn't give it many conditions. I didn't tell Greg any, so
I was like, I don't remember any conditions.
when we've talked about it before and talked about it as an idea, we talked about like these, we can't be like a character who hasn't been in the MCU. Obviously, that's not a reset. That's just a new character coming in. So that's it. So if you're wondering why, like, oh, you didn't mention, I don't know, let's say Morph. Well, Morph's not in the MCU yet. So easy peasy. Greg, do you want to kick us off with one of yours? I have a number that I put down,
Um, you have a number?
a
That
number of them. Like,
Oh, got it.
I think I have about 10.
I got some obvious ones. I'm gonna start with one I just kind of thought of.
hmm
Um, Rhodes, War Machine.
Yeah.
I feel like Don Cheadle's probably like, screw it, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking more like realistically here, like because I mean, how much more screwed can you get than what Rhodes has got? So,
I
I
mean,
don't
you got to
know.
show up an extra show. Like, you might regret that.
Probably. How is he? He's never going to get past the mirror swipe. I think that is
hmm
not going to be something he can live down. Not his fault. Just that's what it is. So I think he'll be recast. I don't know what they're going to do with that character actually.
hmm
Did you even see him moving over? Like, are they going to just
I mean,
drop him?
he could get dropped. I think there's a decent chance they just don't reset the character and we see him in just a tiny bit in something else and then don't see him again.
I wonder
It,
if he'd, yeah, help out with Riri at some point, maybe, or I don't know.
yeah, I mean anybody who's working with tech potentially or anybody who has to deal with the government. But I think they could also just be like, we don't really need James Rhodes' War Machine as a major player going forward in the MCU. So let's just have it as Don Cheadle. We can throw him a nice paycheck every 4 years to show up for a little bit of something and call it good. But if they want to make War Machine a focus, I do think that that is a role that could easily and probably should be recast
Yeah.
and reset.
I still would like to
Like,
see Armor Wars happen with it. I think he
hmm
deserves that. I think he would
hmm
do great in that too. So, because he's funny and he's a good serious actor too, where I think he can play
yeah,
both sides of it. And I think there's a good story in there, and probably a lot of action. So
yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
but
One for me is Red Skull.
mm,
Like reset Red Skull. I'll tie it into a second one as well here. Reset Red Skull, have him be doing Hydra stuff in modern times, and bring like reset Steve Rogers as well. Instead of doing like a whole origin story for them, you recast Steve Rogers, you have him get thawed out, but when he gets thawed out, you find out that instead of going through a portal like Red Skull did in our timeline, Red Skull was actually frozen as well. And Hydra, now that they know where Steve Rogers was pulled out of the ice from, goes finds Red Skull to bring back their leader. It's like pretty simple, clean, but you get one of the main Captain America villains back.
mm, I'm thinking through that a little bit. Yeah, I like
It's
that.
genius, I tell you, genius.
It's I'll give it just shy of genius. just shy.
Super genius.
Fairly super genius. Um,
That's what most people say about me.
uh,
Fairly or unfairly. They call me a super genius.
would you? Oh, um, okay.
Yeah.
That made me think of Zemo.
Hmm.
Wait,
Zemo or Zola?
not. I'm kind of curious about Zola. Like, I
Hmm.
really liked who he was. I like that character. I like that
Yeah.
actor. So I don't really want that run reset, but and I don't really want Zemo reset either. But I'm wondering what you were thinking. Would
Hmm.
you?
I think you could reset Zemo more so. You don't have to change it from, you don't have to change actors there.
No, I hope not. I would hope
Hmm.
not.
But I think you could create more of a villainous, like, joins up as part of Hydra versus what we have right now in the MCU.
I want the mask back on,
Yeah.
honestly, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Mm.
So I like that one. How about another one from you, since I just did two?
Um,
Oh, do want to say with Steve Rogers, I don't want him to replace Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie as Captain America, but in the MCU or in Marvel Comics, you have both Steve Rogers and you have Sam Wilson, so you can either give both of them the mantle of Captain America or and kind of have Mackie be the one who's working, no, not Mackie, Sam Wilson be the one who's working more closely with the government, and Steve is off doing his thing. But I don't want it to be like a let's replace Anthony Mackie.
I don't want that either, but I feel like there hasn't been a maybe, and I guess maybe I don't really know. Has there been a positive enough response with Anthony Mackie as Captain America for them to keep him, or are they going to reset? I feel
Yeah,
like that's like
it's
I don't
tough.
like it, and
Hmm.
I don't want it. I'm just kind of thinking about it was kind of lackluster, and also just the not Anthony Mackie's fault, but like
Hmm.
Brave New World
Didn't
kind
do
of
super
fell
well.
short a little
Yeah.
bit, and it just didn't help the momentum of that character,
Hmm.
which maybe Secret Wars or Doomsday will do something to
Hmm.
help that too. It's kind of what I
Yep.
hope, but I think
Yeah. I think
yeah,
Doomsday is going to tell us a lot because he's going to be leading the Avengers,
yeah,
because he's put together his new team now. So, what does it look like when he is the lead of an Avengers film?
hmm.
I think that's going to tell us a lot. So, who else do you have on your list?
So I kind of went some obvious ones, but I think that it's also important because it feels like they kind of that original core Avengers team.
Mhm.
I'm kind of wondering if they're going to try and
It sounds
not
like Hemsworth is
Hemsworth for
staying.
sure. So
Hmm.
I'm thinking let's reset Hulk.
Yeah, I have Hulk on the list as well.
Yeah, okay. I was like, well, we could just go with She-Hulk and have Tatiana Maslany kind of take that on and just have it replaced in that sense. But if you want to do like that's not like a full reset, that's more just kind of like
Yeah.
we're shifting focus to She-Hulk versus an actual Hulk. So, um, yeah, I think they've taken Hulk into a form that is maybe for some not what they want. They
Hmm.
want Smash and Angry
Yeah.
Hulk more, right? And so
Yep.
maybe they'll reset and go that direction with it. So,
That's what I put down on my notes is I think that they go back to more of the angry Hulk. Because I don't know how you get back there with this version of Hulk. And I don't know that Mark Ruffalo is the right person to play Smash Angry Hulk.
yeah.
And so reset that character, give Mark Ruffalo's Hulk something important to do in Secret Wars, kill off that Hulk so that when the universe is reset, it's because all of this in my head is working off of a reset done by Franklin Richards. And things are going to be different because he doesn't know all of the details on everything. And
Can we
so
make
he resets Hulk back to more of that savage.
can I was kind of wondering, can like Reed or Doom maybe just undo Hulk in Secret Wars, and then after that something else happens, like another character resets and takes
Hmm.
over, I,
Yeah.
just to take that
There's
rage out of Banner. But
yeah.
I don't
There's a
know.
bunch of different ways they could do it. I think it might just be cleanest to say like Franklin doesn't know. He's 6 or whatever. at that
Right.
point in time.
Yeah, I mean, like, just really, it's a reset, right? So, like,
Hmm.
we are, some things are just gonna start new again,
Yep.
and that's just one of them. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I had a few more villains on my list, but and let me add another one into this. But Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Sandman, Electro, Vulture, I almost said Vulcan, Vulture, reset all of them. Like
mm,
reset your Sinister Six so that you have them to really play with. Because there's no Norman Osborn in this world. So have them show up. And that way we're not relying on nostalgia feel of, oh, look, it's William Dafoe again.
yeah,
Like
I
he's
like
great
that.
in that role, but give it to somebody
Yeah,
else.
right.
We have Bill Skarsgård sitting there. Just give it to him.
Yeah, I think that having those free up again as potential threats, I think are is 100% worth the reset.
Hmm. All right, what's another one for you?
Um, I'm thinking that we need to reset what's going on with Pietro Maximoff.
Okay, yeah.
I think
The
that could be
fact
a way
he's dead.
to, right, like reset and he's him and Wanda, like Wanda's, I don't, maybe it brings Wanda, like the good Wanda back in a sense. I
Hmm.
don't know. But just his storyline gets reset. It's kind of what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like,
Yeah, he doesn't have a storyline. I mean, it could even be like Wanda's storyline could somewhat get reset as well and make Magneto be their father. And so
yeah,
like, it doesn't have to fully reset her storyline or with her kind of Nexus being feeling powers. Um, she could still remember what had previously happened, but also know that, well, in this new existence, like my parents weren't sitcom watching folks. It was Magneto.
yeah, yeah. I definitely think that giving more of that, bringing Magneto into it is, it just plays well, especially with the
Hmm.
X-Men coming in. So it
Yep.
seems like a
Yeah,
no-brainer.
and it couldn't have been done before. So now that it
Right.
can, let's do it.
Yeah.
Um, I put down Nick Fury and
Ooh,
Shield.
just thought
So
of that one. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, it some of it is Nick Fury. I think you could reset Nick Fury and still have Samuel L. Jackson play Nick Fury because you're really more resetting the idea of Shield in this world. They're
Yeah.
not an organization that has been infiltrated by Hydra. We're not getting Sword, which is all that run by this skeezy person or anything like that. Instead, we get back to kind of what we had with Shield again, and I think that I don't think anybody would really complain about that.
No, and I think there's some different things you can do now with Nick Fury. I
Hmm.
think more that are in some of the comics, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and yeah, I just can't picture anybody else than Samuel L. Jackson. So let's
Hmm.
just hang
I
on to
mean,
him.
if they went with the original like comic Nick Fury, David Hasselhoff has the look for it,
Yeah,
but
wasn't it?
I
Was it based off of David Hasselhoff? I
I
don't
don't
know.
think so. But I mean, the Ultimates universe Nick Fury was based off of Samuel L. Jackson. So
Yeah, that's true.
let's let's just stick with that. I like Samuel L. Jackson as an actor. I think he has fun with it. And you don't need him to show up constantly in everything. Create some like the Abigail Brand, the get bring back Maria Hill. That's another character you could reset, who are going to be,
That one you just have to. I just
yeah.
just do it. Just do it,
Mhm.
Marvel.
Who can be running some of Shield. So we don't always have to be it's running through Nick Fury for everything.
Mm,
I think that's a simple way to keep Samuel L. Jackson engaged but not overworked.
yes, he is kind of getting up there. He's just
Hmm.
that swagger is getting a little bit more like a limp. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay, so I thought of one, then it kind of led me to another.
yeah,
Um, and that was Gore the God Butcher.
yeah,
I think
yep.
needs to be redone and reset because I want him available again, and I really want Hela back. So, and I don't want to recast Hela. I don't
Hmm.
even need to recast Gore. I just want them. I want those reset so we can see them again later.
I would say that that also could tie into just Asgard in general.
Mm-mm.
Like
Get Sif
Odin,
back,
Odin,
lady.
Sif.
Yeah,
Sif's still alive in the world,
that's true.
but the Warriors 3.
Yes.
Bring them back. Just bring back kind of do the Asgard thing again. Or if you're going to be like, okay, well we don't want to just have Asgard in space. Instead of having it be that town in Norway, make it like it is in the comics. Have it be a chunk of land that's hovering, I don't know, a
Over
number of
Iceland.
feet. No, it's over Oklahoma. I'm pretty sure.
Iceland just seems a little bit more.
Mhm.
Greenland. There we go. Do
Yeah,
Greenland.
I think it should be Oklahoma. Like, go with the silly comic book thing, but have it be truly like all the Asgardians are there.
Jane Foster then too.
Yeah, and
Bring her
that I
back.
think would be a recast.
100%.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I think I have two left, and they're obvious ones.
Kamala Khan.
Yeah, no. That is one that no, you do not recast a
Do not
Mon.
touch Kamala Khan. Yes, I
Yeah.
got it.
I suspect you probably had both of these on your list too. T'Challa,
Yep.
he, that one just makes sense. I appreciate and respect the homage to Chadwick Boseman and how they use that to help develop and create their story for Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Hmm.
But this is an opportunity to recast and to reset that character in a way that isn't like, oh, it's not a Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle switch. Like, this would truly be a different T'Challa than we had before.
Yes. I think we're at the point where this is going to be okay to do and probably welcome at this
Hmm.
point. So, you have another one that you thought I had too, but I was going to say, what are your thoughts on Black Widow? Do you think Florence Pugh return? I feel like we talked about this before. Do you think Florence stays, or do you think that she gets kind of replaced, recast, and is that going to be reset?
I mean, I think Florence Pugh will stay. The question is, does she kind of take over the Black Widow role? She often is the White Widow, in comic stuff. So is it Yelena, and do we need a Nat then for it? And I didn't have that one on my list because I was like, I think we're fine having one Widow-esque character, and Florence Pugh as Yelena can play that.
Yeah. I kind of hope that they don't recast. I don't even need a reset, honestly.
Yeah.
Like but
Yep.
what do you do? Does she remember everything, I guess? Or just
Yeah.
it's just same past, same.
Yeah. I think so. I think you can maybe look at it as like, okay, some of the characters who are going to potentially be reset maybe are characters who die in Secret Wars. So she makes it through Secret Wars. And so when Franklin creates the new universe, she is just dropped into that universe and he's able to connect into like her memories of everything that has happened for creating that.
I mean, though think about if Hawkeye, if
Hmm.
it's the Jeremy Renner Hawkeye, right? And ScarJo comes back
Yeah.
and or has some sort of like, I mean, that is
Yeah, you could
I
have
could
some
see
good emotional moment there.
right.
But
Is it
I don't think you need to do that for a reset timeline. I think you could do that as a moment that gets played out and paid off in Secret Wars,
okay?
like a multiversal. But I mean, imagine a Secret Wars scene where Hawkeye and Black Widow see each other and both of them just break down because in their respective worlds, it was the other one
Mm.
who had intentionally sacrificed themselves
Oh, I like that.
so that the other could live. I think
Nice.
that, and that's a great kind of scene for that. The last one I had on my list is Iron Man.
Yep.
I think that, yeah, kind of gotta. How do you? He's such a big character and such an iconic character. Um,
Which is funny because he was a kind of a third level character
yeah.
originally, right? But just what he's become in the last,
Hmm. Yeah,
what are
and
we?
he had times where he trended better, but
Yeah.
it was, yeah, he was never one of necessarily the biggest headliner characters until RDJ really stepped in and made that role something.
So you're saying reset him.
Hmm.
and we have somebody else play him.
We have somebody else play him.
And do you feel like this is going to be the same kind of Tony Stark as we saw first time, like
I think
Robert Downey
we
Jr. style, like, or is it going to have a little bit different edge to it where he's a little more, well, I mean, could he be more chaotic?
I think he could be more aggressive with his chaotic. By that I mean kind of like he thinks something and he's like, I know that I'm right. And when people disagree with him, he's more in their in the face or just like, well, you don't understand kind of mindset.
There's no Pepper Potts to like kind of calm him down kind
Right,
of
or
thing.
something like that.
He's
Yeah.
more, I'm trying to think of the right word, like,
I mean, really, he's kind of Iron Man, like Iron Man 2
like
Iron
a-hole
Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah, a little bit more a-hole.
Yeah. Well, I wonder how that would go over in audience
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I mean, as we were talking about just cost of actors, I
Yeah.
think you kind of have to. Would that also mean he stays as Doom, that RDJ stays as Doom, are you thinking? Or
Potentially, there's been that rumor. And if they build up like RDJ's Doom is the Doom from the Fantastic Four universe, who has had interactions with Reed and Sue, like RTJ is kind of that right age range to play a Doom opposite Pedro Pascal.
yeah, I here's the thing though. I think they're gonna all that's gonna be just a big we'll wait and see how people respond to RDJ's
Yes.
Doom, right? So there's a big but at the end of that one.
Hmm.
So if it's
Yeah.
poorly, then or not poorly, if it's just not like doesn't light a fire under the fans, then I think they just full on, I don't know, there'd be a new Doom, maybe even. So
Yeah. I mean, I would not be surprised if RDJ is not in the MCU. That's not a negative or anything like that, but more just a he costs a lot. He's done it. Does he want to be at the beck and call of Marvel? Es-
mm,
Especially as a Doom. Like, Doom's a big villain for the Fantastic Four, and he's a big villain for just Marvel in general.
mhm.
So I'm kind of like, yeah, recast.
I had it. Part of me is like, I don't know if I want to see these switches in for Doom though. Like, I don't know. It seems like it's too. It's if it was if we were in a different timeline and Doom was RDJ, but he had not been Iron Man before, and there hadn't been the
Hmm.
retirement type Iron Man really, or the dying
Death.
off and
Yeah.
then coming back, then I would be like, yeah, whatever. But because of all that other past to it, it feels a little bit
I,
unnerving.
yeah, I know what you mean with that. It feels like, well, RDJ is so iconic for the MCU, and we think that he's going to be good as Doom. So, I mean, maybe you just keep him as Doom,
Hmm.
and he's mainly a Fantastic Four villain. You have
Yeah.
plenty of other villains, especially with X-Men coming in to play around with. So,
Yes. Right.
yeah. And yeah. Did you have anybody else on your list?
That was it. Double checking. No, that was my last one. That was my the big question one. I think that I was most curious about what your answer was.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're both of the mindset there. Like, we need an Iron Man. Probably shouldn't be RDJ reprising that role again. So then the question becomes, does he keep being Doom?
Mhm.
And I do think there's plenty of other actors who can do a good job as Doom and as Iron Man. So if they do fully like say, okay, we're recasting, I'm fine with that. But it would feel weird not to have a RDJ. But let us know your thoughts. What should be kind of the reset characters or reset storylines? Like, we obviously went fairly character by character here, but I do think it is possible to say, like, what should be the reset storylines because, I mean, I mentioned Shield, I mentioned Hydra, I mentioned kind of the Sinister Six characters. Yeah, it might be new actors, but it's also really taking that storyline and saying it ended, but now in this new universe, it's back.
Yeah, I do think Marvel is not gonna stray too far, and I think they're gonna. I think they're a little bit nervous to straying too far on things.
Hmm.
So I think they're going to try and keep it close to home and what we've had, but it's going to be yeah, it's a refresh of
Yeah.
it in a sense. So, but
It's a refresh. Fantastic Four, obviously, being there is different.
yeah,
X-Men being there is different. Um, I still think there are certain things like Anthony Mackie being there,
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth. I mean, Hemsworth will be the same, but Mackie being potentially Captain America still will feel different than having Steve Rogers there.
Hmm.
But I do think, like I said, I think you bring back Steve Rogers just in a different way. So
Yeah.
there we go. Those were our thoughts there. Let us know yours. If you enjoyed this content, Greg gave a few ways you could help support the podcast at the beginning. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/nerdologists. The funds go to help improve the quality of this podcast, as well as the Marvel's YouTube channel, the 10-Minute Marvel YouTube channel, and nerdologist.com website. But with that, we will see you next time.
My last time. Bam.